Hey, what's going on, guys? So, man, I got to do the coolest thing ever, and that's not just test out my new microphone I got for my birthday, but I got to go to the grand opening of a video game store called Retro Replay. It's actually quite a cool story. I got to go, a good friend of mine, Brandy, Gamer Aimer on YouTube, she actually gave me a ring and said, hey, the guys at Retro Replay are opening up their second location, and because of that, they're doing a big grand opening. This was Sunday, May 1st, and she wanted to know if I wanted to come in and film some stuff. I didn't know that they were going to let us in an hour before the grand opening. Granted, they were getting everything ready, so they were very busy. I wanted to kind of talk to them a little bit more, but I also did not want to get in their way. But that said, I got to get some great footage of their new shop. It is amazing. It's in Bel Aire, Maryland. And oh my God, it was great. There was some cool stuff going on there, a lot of cosplayers. They sell all sorts of stuff, video games, vinyl, movies, everything I'm into. And in fact, I ended up picking up one of my personal holy grail games there. I mean, a heavy hitter, like a legit heavy hitter. I'm not joking, heavy hitter at this grand opening. So I want to show you guys kind of what their shop looks like, and I want to show you all the stuff I got to see. This is all footage I got to take before they opened and then during the big opening. And I'm also going to show you what game I picked up. So please stick around. There's a lot of really cool stuff to check out with this video. Without further ado, let's check out the grand opening of Retro Replay. It is early Sunday morning. We are on our way to Bel Aire, Maryland, where a game store is opening up today. This is May 1st, and we get to go in a little early and kind of preview the store and also maybe pick up some cool stuff before the masses do. So I brought some cool stuff to trade. Got my sweet Mega Man backpack. This is gonna be dope. So I'm going to do things a little bit different this time. I have been criticized on my last couple of pickups videos and game hunting videos that I fast forwarded the footage. You didn't get to see everything that you wanted to see. So I'm literally going to go through everything at normal speed and just record like one long voice take. This is going to be me re-looking at the footage with you, so it's like we're on this journey together. How cool is that? But the first thing I wanted to point out was all these Switch games. I get the feeling that as I record this, since I'm rewatching it all now, I'm probably going to see stuff that I'm like, damn, I should have bought that while I was there. But one thing I really wanted to point out that they also point out to me is they are a limited run partner. So they will be getting limited run games in, and as you've already seen a couple pass by, they already have some. So very, very cool. They also had some collector's editions and stuff. As I look through these through this footage, as things pop out, I'm gonna say something. This was quite funny. After I filmed the Switch stuff, I took a step back and almost tripped, and there were 3 Rob the Robots on the ground. So I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and film these guys. I have a Rob myself, personally. Love them, always do. This is something that was really interesting to me. They had a complete Wii U collection. Every single Wii U game that has been made, they actually had in the shop. Granted, I'm sure some of the stuff has been purchased now, but they even had Devil's Third. So if you're looking for some Wii U games, they have them all. Some of the Wii U games I have, which is like I only have like 8. I didn't realize that the value had gone up so much. So I don't know much about Wii U, but it might be worth your time to maybe start looking into it if you're a Wii U collector or want to try to wipe that out. But like I said, they had a full, at the time before the store opened, they had a full 100% full collection. In the same area, kind of this Nintendo area, they had all these DS games, all the Pokemons you would want. The cool thing about this shop is they have some extremely heavy hitters like behind the shelf and stuff, but they also had some really good games out here, where you could kind of see them yourself. Granted, none of the games are in the cases. They're all, behind, so people can't steal them. But I mean, now that I'm re-looking at this footage, there's some good stuff here. I mean, some of these Kirby's, I kind of wish I'd picked up that Superstar Ultra. I actually don't have that game. But yeah, I mean, like I said, decent games, really good games. And that goes to their kind of Wii area. And they had some good stuff here too. Some collector's editions I didn't expect them to have. Like we just kind of passed by that Kirby's collector's edition. That one is not very common. But once again, they had been storing up a lot of games. They have 2 locations. This is their second location, and they had been storing a lot of games up to open up the store. So they had a huge variety, commons, uncommons, and later on in the video, of course, you will see some extremely heavy hitters. But that's not to say that all they're doing is just games. This is something I really wanted to show. They had this whole thing of like action figures, and I don't know anything about action figures, so like, God, pardon me for not know. How many times am I kicking myself after seeing shelves like this of like stuff I probably saw at yard sales and did not realize was worth, who knows what. I remember zooming in on this. I'm a huge Predator fan, and I was like, look at all these pretty boys. Pretty cool. They have like a whole horror movie section. It was really neat how they had it split up. So they had like all the superhero stuff, all sorts of movie stuff kind of in the middle. Looks like here's some like Mortal Kombat, Thundercats, a lot of Power Ranger stuff. In the last shelf, which you'll see in a second, oh, sweet aliens. The last shelf you'll see is like wrestling stuff. So a buddy who went with me, you might see him in the reflection here, my good friend and neighbor Brian, he is a huge wrestling fan, so he knows more about that kind of stuff than me. But still, it was really neat that they have like a whole really nice, well-lit case dedicated to figures. I mean, if you collect figures, once again, this is the place to go. But then I started recording some stuff in the shelf. So a lot of handhelds, a lot of special edition controllers, Game Boys, of course, in the box, out of the box. It looks like they had that Pokemon Switch, a whole bunch of cool special consoles. In fact, one of these special consoles, not over here, will pop up later on. My friend who came with me, Brian, ended up getting something really cool, so you're definitely going to see that a little bit later on. But they have all this stuff around. At first, I thought a lot of this was just for decoration, but if you ask them, they'll give you a price. Other stuff they had in the case, they had Vita games, which is like very uncommon nowadays. And a lot of these Vita games were like limited run stuff too. PSP stuff, some really good stuff. I mean, look, there's all the Ys games, like, come on. And then this is where kind of the more heavy hitter DS games were. Some of the ones that, they'd rather have in the case. A ton of Amiibo. This is something that actually interested me. I ended up passing on it, but you see a bunch of Neo Geo Pocket Color games, a bunch of loose DS games, just some more rare stuff. And then, of course, Game Boy Advance games. The only really way to put them on display is in a case like this. But they had some really great Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games, Game Boy Color games, some good NES games down below. A bunch of these, like I said, this is the case. So, it's the good Super Nintendo games. I'd say like upper mid tier to good, and then with the really expensive stuff being in the back. But some of the stuff was really, they had like Breath of Fire 1 and 2, Illusions of Gaia, ActRaiser 1 and 2. I mean, here's some Zeldas, Mario Parties, a lot of really good, decently priced games, the Donkey Kong suit. And then a lot of Pokemon cards. I don't know much about Pokemon cards anymore, but I'm kicking myself after seeing the prices of some of these. That Charizard there is like $900. And like I said, everything here was like, nothing is priced like outlandishly. So that $900 Charizard is just my not knowledge. But here's a bunch of neat stuff too. Here's like where all their common games are. NES, they had Super Nintendo, Sega, like this, kind of in the middle, and these cool tables they built. But they also have packaged consoles on top. I mean, they had Sega Saturns, NESs, Dreamcasts. But it's just a lot of the stuff that you definitely kind of look at. But then you go over to, that first section was Nintendo. This section here is all PlayStation, and we're talking, PSP in the bottom, some good stuff, some rare stuff, PS3, PS4, PS5, of course. And then, I mean, you might chastise me for some of these shots because there's just so much, and I was filming so much and trying to stay out of their way. So, at least I'm not fast forwarding. But I mean, still, there's a lot of stuff to see here. A lot of PS2 games, some really good stuff. A lot of long box PS1 games. Some things that I personally didn't have in my collection that I may go back and scoop up. But you can't go wrong with Mega Man X4, Mega Man 8. And they had, like I said, quite a selection. The next area over is the Xbox area. So obviously Xbox One, which is also of course Series X, because there's no real dividing line right now. Huge selection of Xbox 360 games, and not just the common ones. They had some pretty rare ones. They even had some import shmups. I did not notice DuckTales. I should have grabbed that while I was there. Anyway, I digress. Some really neat stuff here. And then the regular Xbox section you'll see is right next to it, which also had a huge area here. They had Otogi. I love that game, Otogi 1 and 2. That's a hidden gem that I pointed out quite a while ago. Conker's Reloaded. Just some really neat stuff. And then next to that, of course, is a bunch of really cool Sega Saturn games. You know, they had some more rarer stuff in the case behind, but there's some stuff out here that was not like anything to, you know, thumb your nose at. You know, Virtual On is a great game. I think a little bit later on, yep, Mr. Bones, another one I don't have, but you know, House of the Dead 2, I almost got that for Dreamcast because they also had a light gun, but like I said earlier in the video, I ended up getting my Holy Grail, and after that, I just kind of was spent. But I mean, they had some imports. You can see there's some imports in the bottom, and here's a bunch of weird eclectic games, like in-box certain stuff, right? So some Game Gear, some N-Gage, some Virtual Boy, some Game Boy. It's stuff that's not like incredibly rare, but still like cool enough to have out on the shelf. And then followed by a whole ton of complete in-box Genesis games. I should have spent a little bit more time over here, but like I said, I finished filming just in time to like have the store open, and then it get so crowded that it was crazy. This next couple minutes is just kind of showing the other stuff they have that's not really game related. So a lot of CDs, a lot of records, and I'm not saying like, you know, crappy records, like there's good records. So over here, you know, there's kind of more vintage stuff. I don't know if I film it properly, but on the other side, there's like newer records. I mean, like brand new records. Ton of DVDs, like DVDs and Blu-ray. They got it here, and I'm saying like prices that are really good. They even have some VHS, right? Like I can definitely appreciate the VHS. I have quite a big VHS collection, and you know, I am now looking at The Thing on VHS, and I'm like, why didn't I buy that? And Highlander 2, oh man. Anyway, some Blu-rays. I mean, all sorts of stuff. A lot of movies. A lot of shows, a lot of series. I mean, if you're looking for box sets, and I remember, you know, just glancing at a couple prices, really good. I'm pretty sure I zoom in on it, but one of my favorite classic Hanna-Barbera cartoons they had here, Thunder the Barbarian. I already own it, but they had it for $12. I think I paid like $30 for it. So it's neat to see that. But I mean, like I said, a ton of movies, a ton of shows, a ton of DVDs, records. They even have some video game vinyl and more expensive records in the case too. You know, so I mean, definitely if you're a vinyl head, check them out, because I mean, record stores are few and far between. There it is, Thunder. Oh, it's $20. Either way, I definitely spent more than $20 for Thunder the Barbarian. But yeah, I mean, it's a great place for just all sorts of eclectic stuff, not just video games. In fact, they had a Slayer album in the case that I think they took out of the case because it just so happens the guitarist from Slayer was across the street on the same day signing stuff. So I think they took it over there to get it signed. So, you know, if anyone heads by the shop and can verify that they did that, that'd be kind of cool to see. But yeah, I mean, they have like anime vinyl, video game vinyl, all sorts of stuff. You just never... As I walked around, I just kept getting crazier and crazier. But anyway, here's behind the case. This is the heavy hitter, the big stuff, the big guns, the expensive stuff. Complete in box Jaguar games, brand new Zeldas, Earthbound, friggin' Hagane, Felix the Cat complete in box, Lufia 2. Oh, I got like 2 Lufia 2s. I mean, super duper rare PS2 games. Gotcha Force, I'm glad I own that game already because it's expensive. There's that Devil's Third I talked about. The Lunar games, I mean, complete in box, big box versions of Pokemon. Solar to Robo, I am very glad to have that game because that's another hidden gem that has like a very high value. There's some limited run stuff in here, of course. Xenoblade Chronicles X, and then here's some other big stuff behind the shelf, all complete in box. Nice protectors on it. For the Final Fantasies. Oh, I didn't notice that Golden Sun. Dang. A lot of the stuff, to be honest, was probably priced out of my price range, only because, you know, it's just, it's hard to justify, for me to justify spending so much money on a game, even if it's a game I really, really like. I mean, it's just like, it's worth it to me, but it's just hard to do, right? Like, you want to buy a bunch of stuff, so you really have to pick and choose, like, which one am I gonna get? And I will say that I did get a heavy hitter. You'll be seeing it here in a little bit. I'll maybe say, like, you know, when I pass by it, roundabouts where it was. But yeah, then we got into NES games. Oh my God, Dragon Warrior, Turtles. All sorts of cool stuff. Secret of Evermore, that's a game I really, really like, actually. I don't have it complete, but I do have it. Mario RPG, I mean, there's just, God, this store was so freaking cool. Donkey Kong Country 3. God, Secret of Mana complete in box, that'd be a nice one to have. I have the map, I don't have the box. Anyway, I digress again. Like I said, this is all the stuff, you know, and a lot of this stuff, I'm telling you, there was a lot of people. You'll see a little bit later how many people just came in, like, right on opening. So, you know, anyway, PlayStation games, super rare stuff, Einhander, Aliens, here's a bunch of PS2 stuff. We've already passed it, so it's been a little bit, but we have passed the game that I ended up picking up. It was on the back wall. So if you'll be surprised a little bit, but it is something that has just passed by the screen here a little while ago. Oh, Mega Man Legends 1 and 2, two of my favorite games of all time. Brave Fencer Musashi, Silent Hill, all the Silent Hills, the Gundam games. So much good stuff. Chibi Robo, Suikoden's, so good, so good. Symphony of the Night. Yeah, I mean, this store had it all. Like I said, they had been storing stuff up for quite a while, really getting ready for the shop's opening. And you can tell because they had quality and quantity. I mean, I'm telling you, I saw so many people buying so much cool stuff. I was very jealous of a lot of people. Very jealous of what Brandy got. I wish I'd filmed it too. She actually got Hotel Mario. You know, that really lame, weird Mario game, and the system to play it. So that was very cool. But yeah, besides those, then we got into the opening. So, you know, I had to show off. They had this cool Spider-Man thing hanging from the ceiling. But then, yeah, the store, grand opening. You know, I'd been here for an hour filming, but I was like, all right, let's check it out. Here's the sign for the store. Retro Replay. This is them literally taking off. They had all the windows taped up so people couldn't see in on the inside where they were getting ready. Everyone getting ready for the shop to open. And when they opened the doors, I mean, I couldn't believe it because I could only see 3 guys in this picture, right? This is literally, I didn't look outside. There was so many people coming in. I mean, so many people. I did not realize how many people were outside. This store filled up, and this store is huge, by the way. I mean, I'm sure you could tell by how much walking around and filming I did, just how much stuff was going on. But there was so many people coming in, like, and they kept coming in all day long. It was really cool. Really cool to see this store fill up. But now on to what I ended up getting, and that is a game that I've been looking forward to for a very, very long time. So this is kind of what I did. The game I got is very, very expensive. So I traded all this stuff here and a little bit of cash. Like I said, it was an incredibly good deal for me. But what game did I get, you ask? What game? It's for PS1. And it is Jojo's Bizarre Adventure. I have wanted this game for so long. It's finally in my collection. Granted, I did not have to pay $330, but that's not the only awesome pickup. My buddy Brian scored this sweet Mountain Dew Xbox. We did not even know it was for sale. It was up on the upper shelf, and we just asked about it, and they cut him an incredible deal. He's a huge Xbox guy, and this is a variant he did not have. So now I know he's happy to have it in his collection next to his Crystal one. But yeah, awesome day. So like I said, it was an amazing time. The people who run the shop are really cool group of people. It was just fun. It was really neat to be at something like this. I never thought I'd get to go to like a cool grand opening like this and then get some sneak peek stuff. Once again, thanks Brandy for like kind of telling me about this, and thank you guys who run the place just to let me come in and film. You know, once again, I can't believe I got one of my personal holy grails, Jojo's Bizarre Adventure. I've been wanting this game literally for years, and the price just keeps going up and up and up. I'm glad I got to work a good deal trading to kind of offset the extremely high price of it. You know, there were some really great guys. They really took in, you know, my offer very graciously, so it was fantastic. But hey, what'd you guys think about this place? Like I said, it's Retro Replay. Their new location is in Bel Aire, Maryland. That's where all this footage was shot. You have to check it out. If you're local in the area, definitely make a stop, or if you're traveling through, definitely make your way there. But I'd like to know what you guys think down below. As this looks like a shop that you'd want to check out. Because I'm telling you, they have everything for everybody into all sorts of cool vintage stuff. But, you know, I'd like to know what you guys think down below. Hey, and that's going to do it for us today, guys. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing. If you haven't, please do. It would be very cool. But as always, my friends, take it easy.